go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Think of you on two occasions. That's day and night. Remember puppy love? Remember when you just couldn't keep her off your mind? Isn't that kind of what's going on right now with the first place Jacksonville Jaguars, regardless of what the wife says, the ex-wife says, the boss says, meet the new boss, same as the old boss? Don't you find yourself kind of drifting straight to Jaguars football, and it is such a beautiful thing. I mean, sports is here for that reason, that diversion of everything else that can be just awful. And for the Jaguars, it has been a pleasure. Snubbed today. The disrespect continues. No Pro Bowlers outside of Ross Matisic. And, individual awards, this type of stuff typically means really nothing to me. I mean, I don't know if in the 31 years of the franchise, if I've ever really sat around and talked about no Pro Bowls. I guess it reared its ugly head for Fred Taylor. Hasn't helped him out in in an era where there were just phenomenal running backs in the AFC. And some of these contracts are incentive-laden, where they'll make an extra big paycheck if they make it to the Pro Bowl. But more importantly, it fits into exactly everything that Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, and others have said. This team, this city is totally disrespected. And it happened again today with the Pro Bowl snubs all across this roster. I mean, how can Devin Lloyd not be a part of this year's Pro Bowl? Are you kidding me? 5 interceptions. He's got more than 20 tackles for loss. He's got, 23 quarterback pressures. He's got tackles for loss. He's got 56 overall tackles. Yeah, I know he missed a couple of games. He is a outstanding linebacker. He always has been very good against the run. But the way that he's improved things this year against the pass is just amazing to me. Josh Hines-Allen doesn't have the glaring numbers, right? Only 7 sacks. But he's got, depending on who you look at, because the data changes, it's very subjective. I've seen him as high as 82 pressures. I've seen other places where, in fact, he's got 71 pressures. Still, he has played some really good football, and I think those are the two biggest misses, in my opinion. Despite the fact that the offense has been outstanding, this offense is averaging 27.3 points a game, which is an improvement from almost 9 points a game from the 18.8 that they actually did average a year ago. Think about that. You know how hard it is to improve by a touchdown and field goal per game? That's what Liam Cohen and this offense has done. So I'm going to whine about it a little bit just to try to fire you up. Again, it doesn't mean a great deal to me. I hope it means something to them. And in the, aspect of, again, people dismiss this franchise. It's an inconvenience to cover. It's an inconvenience to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think there's any doubt about that. All right, this is our final show before Christmas, and want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, a safe Christmas. Hopefully you're with family and with friends. My oldest daughter got into town last night, so really fired up. Go to the Blue Crab House tomorrow night. Dollar oysters on Wednesday at the Blue Crab House. And the first one I'm going to do is put it in that 12-ounce glass. I actually think it's a 16-ounce glass. And slam that whole bad boy with an oyster in it out of respect for my dad. This will be my first Christmas ever without my dad. So if your dad is still around, hey, hug him. Have a good time. If your mom's still around, same deal. But we're losing people just rapidly. I mean, it just seems like this year So many folks have gone down, many of which it was far before their time, as far as I am concerned. So our final show tonight, we got a lot to do. I'm kind of going to treat this a little bit like a Monday version. Since yesterday, I replaced the ladies at helmets and heels. I was on 2 to 4 on Monday. So I feel like with a different audience, and I know some of you were able to make it over there. As always, it is appreciated, but there's still a lot that I want to look back upon as to what this football team was able to do in Denver. And let's make no mistake, let's make no mistake about it. This is Trevor Lawrence. You look at how that game started. Classic Jaguars would have went away. Classic Jaguars would have turned that ball over, and Denver would have put up points. And it would have been very difficult for this football team to come from behind. I mean, you look at the fact that they had 3 3-and-outs in their first 4 possessions. And they were gutting this offensive line. They were getting home with 4. They were blitzing. They were sacking Trevor Lawrence. They were pressuring Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars could not pass protect, which is rare considering just how well they had played, in the previous 2 weeks where they didn't allow a sack. They weren't able to run the football. The noise in the environment was nothing short of spectacular. It actually benefited Jacksonville on that late hit, which really could have been awful. I mean, you go back and you look at that, man, did Trevor Lawrence take a shot. And we continue to see quarterbacks going down left and right and left and right. It really feels like this year with the playoffs, man, attrition is going to be more important than it ever has. Because, I'll ask, and I did this yesterday when I was on with helmets and heels or on in place of helmets and heels. Who are you picking right now in the AFC as a quarterback over Trevor Lawrence? I think most would say, well, give me Josh Allen. Okay, well, I got news for you. There's no venomous snakes in Buffalo, but they're still snake bit. Kind of like Texas A&M in college football. The Buffalo Bills are not going to win a Super Bowl in our lifetime. They'll yell. They'll bark. They'll throw babies through tables. They'll tell us about the Buffalo Mafia. Remember when they took over Old St. Augustine Road and Wing It? That was great. The Bills fans are invading Wing It on Old St. Augustine. Whatever. I think they're the biggest bunch of bark and no bite as far as fandom. Right there with the old Oakland Raiders. Raider fans are absolutely obsolete. I mean, you could hear a pin drop when we went to Vegas about a month ago, 5-6 weeks ago, whatever the heck it was. And I know it's a town, filled with tourism, but to me, that was absolutely shocking when you go back and really consider the atmosphere. A lot of Jaguar fans made that trip to Las Vegas. You're going to take Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career. You're going to take C.J. Stroud in year 3. You're going to take Drake May or Bo Nix in year 2. I was thinking of Stevie Nicks. Yeah, my mind's on, or Stevie Nicks. How about Steve, remember Steve Mix, the backup center for Caldwell Jones and Darryl Dawkins, the late 70s, early 80s Philadelphia 76ers?
No, sir.
He was on the team. Irving at the guard, Irving at the small forward, Bobby Jones, Maurice Cheeks, Lionel Hollins, Andrew Toney coming off the bench. Really, in my opinion, the original microwave. Vinnie Johnson got all of the recognition for that. When you had Joe Dumars and you had Isaiah Thomas, and they just say, we need some offense. Let's get the microwave. Let's bring in Vinnie Johnson. Well, years prior to that, look up Andrew Toney. I don't think Andrew Toney went through his NBA career with 1 assist. All he did was shoot, 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 and shoot. And he was fearless, and he was accurate. But anyway, Bo Nix, you going to pick him? Who are you going to pick as your quarterback right now in the AFC? Justin Herbert. Does he want a playoff game? So anyway, it's right there. Trevor's playing as well, if not better, than every single quarterback mentioned in the AFC. And still a little bit of room for movement there. We'll see what does take place coming up this weekend, but you are all well aware, even though Phillip Rivers and the Colts gave it their all a night ago, that is it. Jaguars are in the playoffs. That happened last night with the Colts loss. Jacksonville now will take on Indianapolis, and that'll be the next time I speak with you. I believe it's still the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. That'll be Sunday at 1 o'clock, and I'll be doing a couple of pregame hits before that football game, but still very important for the Jaguars to try to establish home field. And, you can really make the case right now that if the season was to end today, the team that they actually draw is arguably the team you would want to avoid most in Buffalo, right? What are they going to do? What is the Bills Mafia going to do now that Winged is closed on Old St. Augustine Road? Maybe some of you folks out there can let those Buffalo Bills fans know exactly where to head if, in fact, they make the trip here in early January, if it is a number 3 against a number 6. But Jacksonville, aspirations of number 1, aspirations of number 2. Be pretty intriguing to see what does take place on both sides of the football for both teams involved, not only for Jacksonville and Indianapolis and Jacksonville and Tennessee, but other playoff teams as well. Rest compared to, going out there and playing football. If you have something set, it's going to be the latter. Right now, it's still wide open as we head to Week 17. Of course, next week will be Week 18 and Game 17, but it's perfectly right there, and it's ahead of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Back to my comment that I was making about Trevor Lawrence. Look at how they were able to adjust. Look at how they were able to adapt. Again, you had everything going against you. The only thing that did not was the weather. It did behave on that Sunday. But you had the crowd. You had 3 and outs. You had them doing basically whatever they wanted to do defensively. And then Jacksonville flipped the switch and was able to get things going on that side of the football where you ended up scoring 34 points. And look at what they did in this game. And that's probably one of the reasons why they're not represented offensively in the Pro Bowl. There were a couple of alternate selections in ETN and Lawrence. Parker Washington is a punt returner, okay, and as an alternate, and one defensive player, which is a absolute crying shame that it's only Devin Lloyd who's in there as an alternate. But Parker Washington, I think 90 of his 145 yards were after the catch. But you realize in that game, Parker Washington became, during this winning streak, for a 5th consecutive week, a different leader in receiving yards. They've had 5 different leaders in the last 5 victories with this offense. And that is what I believe is going to make Jacksonville so dangerous for opposing defenses. They have to fix the run. It's not working. I've been talking about it week to week, and it's been really camouflaged by the fact that Jacksonville has been dominant over whoever they face. I still believe when you get to January football, you better be able to run it. And they're just not doing that right now. As a matter of fact, the most successful runner as of late has been Trevor Lawrence, picking up first downs with his legs. But if you look around, they don't have a clear-cut number 1. When you're breaking down things defensively, who's number 1? Is it Jacoby Myers? Is it Brian Thomas Jr.? Is it Parker Washington? Is it Brenton Strange? We're seeing more of the screen game now after 3 receptions and 3 touchdowns a week ago by Travis Etienne. He caught 4 balls out of the backfield this past week. Jacksonville has to be the only team in the NFL that has a plethora of guys that you can go to, but not a clear-cut, you must shut down this guy. And in a lot of cases, people would argue that and say, I want a bona fide number one. They don't have one here. Instead, it's the ultimate team. And again, that number, I'd love to look around the league and have someone tell us if there's even a club that is close to having leading receiving yardage 5 consecutive weeks with 5 different players. To me, that is pretty amazing. All right, I'll tell you what else is amazing is you and the listeners here on 92.5 FM. What a year it has been for me personally, okay? I've loved every moment of this, and I'm fired up even more for 2026. But this is your final opportunity of, well, not the year, because we'll be back next week for a couple of days before New Year's, but certainly before Christmas. This is our final show. And as always, we believe around here that we're the most interactive radio show, maybe in the country, when it comes to getting you, the listener, involved. We're going to waste no time tonight. 641-1010 text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, as well as on YouTube. Just go there and go to 1010XL into the night. All right, Shmunez Vision. What a great gift that would have been. Still could be, right? You got tomorrow, and certainly after Christmas, you can do it as well. Make yourself an appointment, set yourself up, get your eyes checked, whether it's you or a loved one. Absolutely. Take advantage of it right now. And while you're there, you're going to get an updated prescription, right? Maybe you're a candidate for laser eye surgery. Again, it's just after 6 o'clock, and it's pitch dark. Your eyes may, fatigue is set in. You may not be able to see as well as you did, certainly, when you got up this morning. Laser eye surgery, you're talking about more than 37 years worth of experience. Dr. Neil Shmunez, Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. Set up an appointment today. You can also check them out online at Shmunez Vision or on Instagram and look for the testimonials. We are jam-packed. The Philly Godfather is going to join us later this hour. He made time for us on a Tuesday. We want to get his input on 4 big games coming up in the NFL, and that'll include, obviously, Jacksonville going to Indianapolis. That's about 20 minutes away. In the meantime, we got a lot to do. We're doing Denmark. I am Rick Ballou. It's great to have you with us on Into the Night.
A great season often depends on keeping your best players on the field.
Let me know if he's ever going to play football again, or do I need to find me another wide receiver?
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
Come on, you can't play without me.
On 1010XL.
It's December. You need cash. You also need a new Kia Fast. At Kia on Atlantic, you can get both because it's our year-end cash bash. And during the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event, make no payments for up to 6 months. Or take advantage of 0% APR. Hurry and get to the year-end cash bash. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
There's a key that opens a very special door. The Jaguars locker room. Go in the locker room with Hayes Carline to get closer to the Jags. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors before the new year? During Renewal by Anderson's December sales event, buy one, get one 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, it's never been easier to say yes. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends December 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to floridahomeac.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Picking here this holiday, skip the gift that gets returned. I got a better idea. Give a custom pool from Surfside Pool. It's the ultimate present. Memories, relaxation, and instant hero status. Surfside Pools handles new builds, custom designs, heating, and weekly maintenance, so you get all the credit. Warning, may cause excessive smiles and backyard envy. Save the holidays, turn your backyard into paradise. Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Vote happy, gift responsibly. License number CPC 044080.
I know it's football season, but I know you love basketball too. And youth sports are always in season at the First Coast YMCA. Registration is now open for winter basketball at the Y. Today, more than ever, our kids need to experience the joy of being a kid while also learning the importance of teamwork, respect, and healthy living. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, fun environment with an exciting youth basketball league. Learn more at fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
She keeps them always yonder in a pretty cabin.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, final show before Christmas. A merry one to you and yours. All the folks at the Alexander Law Practice, including Rick Alexander, want to offer up as well a very merry and healthy and safe Christmas holiday for you. If you are injured, they're your one stop, okay? It's as simple as that. First things first, it is always a free call and consultation. Just give them a ring, 400-6600. You can get an immediate call back. You can also go to alexanderlawpractice.com. And, you know, if you've been injured, your car could be totaled. You could be beaten up physically. Don't be afraid to ask any question. They will take you through it. They will put together a neat package that is, has a personal touch to it and is one that is going to be plentiful for you when it's all said and done. But you have to pick up the phone if this has happened to you. If you have been personally injured, just go to Alexander Law Practice. They're old school over there. Rick Alexander, that's the way he does it. He deals with every single one of his clients. His firm is smaller than some of the heavy hitters across the country, and that is by design. Absolutely. Take advantage of this. Give him a call. It is 400-6600. Again, it's a free consultation. And ask questions. You'll never come out of pocket. Never. Okay? During the case, during the long process and litigation, everything will be settled certainly at the end. Dylan Denmark, I have not spoken with you, at least on air, since the Jaguars completely dominated the Broncos.
Yes, and, it's funny. Things like this happen, and people are just now picking up that the Jags are pretty good. I don't know if you've noticed, according to some people, the Jags didn't win. The Broncos lost that game. And there's a difference between the two.
Yeah, and I very rarely, Florida State 2 years ago would be an exception against Louisville with Joe Tessitore. That was the worst broadcast I have ever heard. It was filled with propaganda. I mean, this just in, play-by-play guys are supposed to set the scene. They are supposed to give you down and distance. Allow the color analyst guy to fill in everything else. Joe Tessitore would be like, it's 3rd and 8 for Florida State. Oh, my God, Texas won today, Jesse. Can you believe that? Bama won today, Jesse. They got to put both those SEC teams in. Incomplete pass by Brock Glenn. Florida State's going to have to punt. This is the 9th consecutive time that they are doing so. It was the worst thing I ever heard. Sunday's NFL broadcast was almost as bad. Now, there wasn't any propaganda. It was just one-sided. You would have thought it was a preseason football game with the Denver Broncos television network actually doing the game. Moose Johnson's been doing it forever. I've never had a problem with Moose. Everything that he did was based on making a case for how Denver could come back in the game. So it's even situations like that that I think burns so many people here in the city. But more importantly, I think it burns the football team, right? You go from one to another. Everyone takes shots at Jacksonville. You got members of the media who have no idea where Jacksonville is. I mean, I was surprised out of the length and how the small market story really evolved and how that was a big deal in preparation for this game. As far as I was concerned, it meant nothing that Sean Payton said it that way. I mean, anyone who's been a fan of this league knows that big market, small market, especially nowadays with social media, it doesn't apply. There's a salary cap. All 32 teams are different. You know, if there was a baseball team here, then yeah, I can understand where that would possibly come into play. I totally got what Robert Saleh said. That was wrong. Stealing signs, that was wrong. And he got what he deserved. The Peyton one, I didn't really comprehend, but the team did. And that's all that matters. If the team can use anything for fuel, and I'm not talking about in-game that they're going to play harder, try harder, be more physical, be more precise. For what it's worth, I've always been told that bulletin board material, things that coaches and players say, is gone by the second or third play of the game. But where it can help you is in preparation. Where it can help you is in the weight room, in the classroom, during meetings, during practice, looking at your offensive, defensive, and special teams, analyzing the scheme, putting in your work. I think that is where it really has an effect, not necessarily in game. So they used it, and it worked. And I love what Cohen said after the game about a small market team going in the Mile High and winning. I've been telling you folks since the Travis Hunter trade, just have a phenomenal time with this. Embrace it. Love it. Don't apologize for it. Don't make excuses for it. Don't give examples of why others are wrong. Just enjoy being where you are in first place. And again, you've totally ruffled feathers. You have made it so inconvenient for the national media to have to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's really no other way to say it. The Philly Godfather is next.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acre Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday, now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acre Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and if you're still looking for the perfect Christmas gift, or you just want to treat your own truck right, head to Leonard Truck Outfitters this week. If it makes your truck look better, ride better, or work harder, Leonard's has it. And they install it all right there with the best team in town. If you're shopping for someone else or yourself, Leonard Truck Outfitters has you covered for Christmas. 2 easy locations, Landing and Beach Boulevard. Leonard Truck Outfitters, built for the way you work, play, and drive this Christmas.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Bills Mafia invades the city of Jacksonville. They link off towards Old St. Augustine and wing it. Heard they didn't tip the bartenders well. I got feelers out there. I got bartenders. I got doormen. I got good-looking Sal down at the Mayport dock, where all the money's coming in on Jacksonville. I mean, that thing could be 7 and a hook by kick this Sunday. I will be going to that game. I miss Denver. Be back out on the road with the first place Jags. An indoor football game. What do you think of those uniforms last night? I actually thought they were pretty cool.
The Colts?
Blue's my favorite color. Everything except for that gator blue is just awful. But outside of that, I mean, I thought those uniforms last night had it going on. It's kind of a periwinkle look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like those uniforms. The ones I like a little better are those same uniforms that the Colts wore, but the white ones. and Peyton Manning wore those one time. Most of the throwbacks are better than the current uniforms for most teams.
In every sport.
Yeah.
Especially baseball.
Uh-huh.
I mean, go back to the old school Montreal Expos. I know they don't have a franchise anymore, but like the San Diego Padres, the Atlanta Braves. I love their throwback unis. Yeah. I mean, that's just, you got all these marketing people, right?
Yeah.
They come in
Gotta get
and
new merch.
they just, they change things up. You know what is really amazing in my bar? I've got tons of Boston stuff from the 70s. I have a really good 1969 Sports Illustrated poster of Bob Gibson. I also have one of Lou Brock. And if you look in the crowd, no one is wearing team colors. In the 60s and 70s, I got a picture of Fred Lynn, a poster, an enormous poster. There's one guy with a Red Sox hat on. Everyone else is wearing street clothes. I mean, I would love to know when wearing the team, colors, the team emblem, whatever it may be, when did that really come in to where you go to a game now and everyone's wearing it?
Right, we're in jerseys. I was going to ask, so, I remember baseball. This is like the 40s and even into the 50s. People would dress up nice.
Yeah. Wear top hats.
So then it kind of changed to kind of street clothes in the 60s and 70s. And then I guess by the time you went to school, it started to become more of, wearing the team apparel, if I had to guess.
Yes. Do you realize that there was a time in our country where gentlemen opened doors for ladies? They said yes, ma'am, or thank you. They didn't call them the B word, okay? That's affectionate. We have to just go up and say, hey, B, that must work. I'm sure you do it nowadays on a text, but yeah, there was a time. There was where, a couple of ladies are 6 to 7 steps behind me. I think I'll actually open up the door and let them walk right on by. That used to happen in this great country.
Not so much now.
No, never happened.
Very little.
You just don't see it anymore. That's okay. Ballou screaming at the clouds, get off my lawn, whatever. We can't change it. It's fine. But it's amazing to me that it took forever to sell team gear. And I'm trying to remember when that all really came in. I went to a ton of sporting events in Boston. And I told you, my dad and his buddies used to put Schaefer beers or Schlitz beers into my down jacket. Me and my still great friend to this day, when we were 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, stuff, you had no security then. You didn't have anything where they were checking. No one brought a piece into the game. People didn't bring knives into games. You just went in and had a good time. But 3835 is saying, Blue, you're having fun with the Bills Mafia, aren't you? Of course I am. Absolutely. I think they're bark, no bite. Speaking of underground, the Philly Godfather, somehow we got our signals crossed. And imagine getting your signals crossed with Bob Gibson, thinking that he was going to throw a changeup, although I don't even think he had that in his repertoire. And all of a sudden, he threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Philly Godfather thought it was tomorrow night. He's with his family. So there's no way I'm going to blame him. He's a legend. Appreciate him joining us on a week-to-week basis. We'll certainly get him back on next week, but we're not going to be able to make that work, unfortunately, tonight. Maybe if we were a big market, it would work. The fact that we're a small market, little, that's got to be the reason why, Dylan.
Yeah, got to be. We won't know what the side is for the Baked Beans Bowl tomorrow. That just happened between Louisville and Toledo. The Hawaii Bowl, I would assume, is tomorrow between two teams I'm probably not going to watch. And we don't know how the side. We might just check his Twitter.
He posts them up there. There's no doubt about it. Hey, you just mentioned Louisville. Staggering news today across the college football landscape. Brock Glenn transferring from Florida State. Again, I asked Frank and Hayes. They had another obligation. But I asked them if they wouldn't mind just filling in and doing 2 hours, because I needed to find a bar, and I still need to find a bar. You cannot tell me now that is the situation that Brock Glenn is actually leaving the Florida State program. Let's look this up just to have a little bit of fun with it. When during that broadcast, the worst one we've ever heard with Joe Tessitore, and I actually thought Jesse Palmer did a good job. Okay, Joe Tessitore was just awful. Brock Glenn in the 16-6 victory for Florida State, their 19th consecutive win. Of course, they would get snubbed and go on to get just crushed by Georgia in the Orange Bowl. They won the game 16-6. In this contest, Brock Glenn went 8 for 21 for 55 yards.
That's a good stat line for a 1985 game. not this century.
Lawrence Toafili, 10 carries, 118 yards and a touch. He had that 73-yard touchdown. Trey Benson, 18 for 67. They ran it 44 times for 164 yards, and again, 8 of 21 passing. Florida State hasn't won a game away from Doak Campbell Stadium since then. Think about that. They have not won a game away from Tallahassee since that particular football game, the ACC championship, played in December of 2024. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Hate to put all you folks in a bad mood, but that is what happened. Last week, we were talking with Mark Duffner, and I was getting along the defensive line and just how effective Josh Hines-Allen played when Trayvon Walker was out and how he moved all across the defensive line, particularly is, for the most part, a right defensive end. He moved to the left side a little bit. Did you notice this weekend, Trayvon Walker got more snaps inside than I think he's played in his career, and he created a little bit of havoc. I think he ended up with 5, pressures in the game. I know Josh Hines-Allen had 6. Jacksonville as a unit only had 1 sack. That was by B.J. Green, his second of the year. Yeah, Trayvon Walker had 5 pressures. Josh Hines-Allen had 6. You got 2 apiece from Johnson, Ogba, and Armstead. Also Ogba taking advantage of the Danny Strigow injury, fell on that loose ball on the bad exchange between Nix and Harvey, and a big-time fumble recovery. Then you had Jarian Jones with the pick. So you won the turnover to takeaway battle 2-0. You also shut down Denver on 4th down twice on 3 attempts. Again, my math, my brain says that's 4 takeaways, not 2. If you go for it on 4th down and you fail, that is a turnover in my mind, okay? You're not going to get recognition for that, but Jacksonville was able to pull that off. Again, 2 out of 3 times. Very impressive in that victory over Denver. Currently, right now, they are a 3 seed at 11-4. They would end up getting Buffalo if, the season was to end today, but it doesn't end today. We still have 2 weeks remaining, and we know that certainly a lot of things can happen. Believe it or not, Denver's still in the driver's seat here. They would get the bye. They would win the tiebreaker over New England based on best win percentage in common games. The Patriots played a tight ball game the other night against Baltimore. They are 1 game ahead of Jacksonville at 12-3. Then it's the Jags at 11-4. And Pittsburgh, man, 19 consecutive winning seasons for Mike Tomlin. That must be a difficult deal. They don't win playoff games. I mean, it's like Marty Schottenheimer. It's like, who else am I thinking of? Great NFL coach, Marvin Lewis. Great NFL coaches who seem to make it to the playoffs yearly, win double-digit games yearly, but then they just couldn't win in the month of January. Mike Tomlin has won a Super Bowl, but they haven't won a playoff game in like 8 years.
2016.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years.
Wow. You know, I mean, as great as Bobby Bowden was, top 4 finishes every year, he only won 2 titles. As great as Dean Smith was, Sweet 16 every year, he only won 2 titles. As great as Bobby Cox was, he won the division every year, it felt like, in Atlanta. He only got 1 World Series. How do you measure what is best for an organization? At what point do you need a new voice? And is that the case now? If Pittsburgh wins the North and they go 1 and done, they were 6. They're 9-6 now. Chances are they'll win 1 of the next 2. They're going to win double-digit ball games again. But is it going to be time for a change there in Pittsburgh? This could be a really interesting year with some long-standing coaches. Rumors of Andy Reid. This could be it. Some wondering, you know, is it time for a voice change in Baltimore with John Harbaugh, right? Could Pete Carroll be 1 and done in Las Vegas? I don't know. We'll see. We'll be around for it. Already 2 changes this year with coaches, right? And much more to go. Much more to come, I would assume, on that Black Monday. All right, when we return, let's get you involved here with the program. Let me take a look at the text line. Oh, my gosh, look at this text line. People just going crazy right now. They got to be drinking eggnog, I would assume, on YouTube. Let's take a peek over. Oh, my God, they're getting after it, right? I'm so jealous. They're already boozing on YouTube right now. And Dylan and I, we still got an hour and 15 minutes of work to put in on this Tuesday night. But if you want to join them, you can. You just go to 1010XL into the night. Of course, go to YouTube first and then punch in 1010XL into the night.
1010XL is your home for a holiday play-by-play.
Fall month continues with the Frisco Bowl, UNLV and Ohio. Tonight at 9 on 1010 AM.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Small business owners, you may qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price, plus tax tag Title 999 admin fee and resist all unapproved credit.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If simple shopping sounds like more fun, check out 1010XL's Holiday Gift Guide, packed with great gift ideas from Kuhn Flowers, Sawgrass Marriott Spa, and Brackish Vodka. Start shopping and saving at 1010XL.com.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
In Northeast Florida, power outages are unavoidable, but losing comfort, security, and peace of mind doesn't have to be. With a Generac home standby generator from American Electrical Contractors, your power comes back on automatically the moment an outage begins. As Jacksonville's leading and one of the longest-running Generac dealers, American Electrical Contracting has the experience you deserve. Be prepared. Protect your home and family. Protect your business. Generac standby generators from American Electrical Contractors. Call 737-7770 or online at american-electrical.com.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Nothing says Christmas like Led Zeppelin. I gotta say, this is probably, in my long journey through life, the least amount of Christmas music I've ever heard. And it's not like I'm avoiding it. I'm not a bah humbug guy. Love the holiday. It's just fantastic. But I just haven't been around it. For one reason or another. And I love everything about Christmas. The exception being parodies. They drive me nuts. And again, it's marketing people. And that's how you got to say it, right? Because, you know, they're ignorant. You got to talk ignorant. Marketing. Still, you're singing the Days of Christmas or whatever, and you're adding your own lyrics to it. I mean, that's so old, man. That's so done over. Enough is enough is enough is enough is enough is enough is enough. Eggnog and rum for Robert Lamison, 1020. Bet that's good. Folks have their own little eggnog, right? Kind of like a Bloody Mary, your own little touch. No one makes a Bloody Mary the same, right? You got to give it a little something different. God, I'm going to have a couple of Bloody Marys tomorrow at the beach. I know that. I got myself a big, huge, fat cigar. People here talking about smoking, they thought I was going to mention a gibber or something. No, I'd be out of control. Heck no. I'll smoke a cigar, though. I'll smoke them with you all day long. Oh, look at this. This is the best. Bagel Mind 1. Rick, hope to get to meet you one day, share a beer, and talk about the books you are currently reading, U.S. military veteran. Man, that would be a pleasure. Tell you what, I can do you one better. We don't have to share that beer. I'll buy all you can drink. Love the military and love what you do for us. Right now, I just finished the book. I went back to an old author of mine, Stephen Fry. I don't know if you ever read him. He's very, very good. I just finished Dennis Lehan. He wrote The Drop. He wrote Gone Baby Gone. Remember the one with Casey Affleck and Ed Harris? And they give the, what's the black guy with the incredible voice? He was in Shawshank Redemption.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes, and they deliver the baby to him, and he retires, and they want to adopt. And Casey Affleck figures it out, and we went to that Irish bar. It's a pretty cool Irish bar in Southie the last time that I was there. Well, the book that I just finished was really that exact same situation 12 years later. So the 4-year-old girl, I think her name was like Amanda in the movie, she's now a 16-year-old girl, pregnant. You know, B, remember Aunt B? She's going crazy, though. And it just extended things, you know, about a decade and a half later or 12 years later. So I just finished on that one. And now I'm going back to Stephen Fry, who's really written some really good books as well. So I read everything that's true crime related. I find myself doing more and more fiction just because I can't find any really good true crime. Tell you what book I love, though. That's The Philly Godfather. And I'm not saying that because he's a regular guest. I'm saying it because it was outstanding. He talks about everything. Talks about going to jail. Talks about selling thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of dope. And just everything that he went through as a boxer earlier in life, to a runner, to a guy that ended up making millions and millions in the world of sports gambling. So that is The Philly Godfather. All right, hour number 2. Let's get you in the entire hour. 641-1010. It's our final hour before Christmas, so we want to take as many questions as we possibly can. 2 ways that you can join us. Number 1, go to YouTube, 1010XL Into the Night, or on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Putting the fence in defense.
The ball comes out! The ball has come out!
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabyte, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 23rd, 1972, the Pittsburgh Steelers' Franco Harris makes the famous Immaculate Reception in the AFC Divisional Playoff game against the Oakland Raiders.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Mike Dempsey here. It's truck time at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Check out their huge selections of brand new F-150s, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Right now, drive one home with an incredible 0% financing for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. That's right, 0 interest and no payments till next year. Your new F-150 is waiting at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Visit DuvalFord.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today.
Hey guys, listen, there's no gift that's more beautiful, more versatile, and more meaningful than a beautiful piece of jewelry. Hickett here. And no better place to shop than locally owned Beards Diamonds, where making memorable moments is our specialty. This holiday season, Beards has put together the most impressive selection of can't-miss gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, for every taste and every price range. And during the Beards 44th anniversary sale, you can save up to 44%. Beards has what she wants. The latest designer jewelry from names like Tacori, Verragio, Sylvie, Crown Ring, Gabriel, and Company, and more. And they've got classic diamond jewelry with either lab-grown diamonds or natural diamonds, something for any budget. Exquisite colored gemstone jewelry, solid gold fashion jewelry, pearls. Beards has the headliner gift she's dreaming about. Don't settle for impersonal service, lesser quality, or higher prices at the corporate chain stores in the town center. Beards Diamonds, your locally owned jeweler for 44 years at the St. John's Town Center.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Someone just asked me what my favorite Christmas song was.
When I was small, I believed in Santa Claus.
This would be one of them with the Kinks. I don't know if I have a favorite Christmas song.
Open my presents and I'd be glad. But the last time I played Father Christmas.
Yeah, I used to like the Bruce. Santa Claus is coming to town. I like the one that Bono's involved in. What is it? There'll be snow this Christmas. What was that? That was like mid-'80s. Not Live Aid. Not whatever it was. They raised a bunch of money. I don't know. I like Bob Seger's Little Drummer Boy. That's pretty good. But whatever it is, just have a good time with it. It's Christmas. Hopefully you're with your family. CRS 092 says $1 oysters. Are you kidding me? You better get there early, man, because they open at 4:30, and that's the deal on Wednesday. I hope the weather is kind tomorrow. I want to go to the beach. If I can just get 90 minutes to 2 hours at the beach, that'll be perfect. And then make my way over to the Blue Crab House. That is an absolute spectacular Christmas Eve.
Mid-70s all in the afternoon tomorrow.
I think the last 2, maybe 3 Christmas Eves we've worked, because it was tradition. I go to the Blue Crab, and they'd have to kindly they'd have to ask me to leave. Like, Rick,
Shut it down.
Rick, it's 9 o'clock. It's time. We want to go home. Santa's coming. And I'm like, come on, just give me one more. Just give me one more. Just give me one more. But we're going to get there early tomorrow and have a really good time. So what do you got planned Christmas Eve?
I'm going to go to my aunt's house. My family and aunt, uncles, cousins meet together. We do that every Christmas Eve. We've done that for the last, 15 years over there at the beach. And we just hang out, eat dinner, and just enjoy our time together.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It is. Being with family and friends, that's great. Again, I'm going to be a little bit sad tomorrow. Christmas Eve with my dad was always a blast. But at the Blue Crab House, I always do it. Put an oyster in a tall glass of beer and slam that bad boy. And you don't swallow the oyster. You chew it. You drink the beer, keep the oyster, there between your bottom lip and your teeth, and then chew that bad boy down. After the fact. So I'll be doing that tomorrow night. 0107. Rick, you always talk about living every day and not trying to be in a hurry to get to something. I really took that to heart during the off season when you mentioned it one night. I decided at that point to be more present and enjoy what's happening. And it's been great for my personal life. Wow. I got so much better at experiencing the joy and happiness every day. Thank you for the wisdom. You know what? If it only got across to you, that's enough. It is what I have always stood by, and frankly, it should be said at my funeral. I love every single day. The one expression that drives me nuts is I can't wait for. I'll never say it, okay? I can wait for everything. Tomorrow's going to be phenomenal. I don't got any Christmas shopping to do. I'm going to the beach, and I'm going to the Blue Crab House. It's going to be an unbelievable day. But you know what? I can wait for it. I'm fired up for this hour of radio. I'm fired up to go home with my oldest daughter and my GF and have a great Tuesday night. I'm glad you feel that way, and I'm glad it worked. You should enjoy every day. Where did that one go? Hey, Riggs, you know that Jack Del Rio didn't know that they were going to draft Blaine Gabbert. He was out of the room when they Yes, I did know that. Let me tell you something you may not have known about Jack Del Rio. I was talking about how I crossed up signals a little bit earlier with the Philly Godfather, who I thought was going to be on. He thought it was tomorrow night when I'm not on. I remember talking to Jack Del Rio once about getting crossed up signs while he was a catcher at USC. Do you know who the pitcher was?
Pitcher at USC? I do not.
Randy Johnson.
Wow. That's a good pitcher. I could only imagine what he was like in college.
He played here in Jacksonville, too, for the old Suns. I think it was the Suns then. It must have been with the Bragans. But, yeah, I don't know. It was, what was that little place? Wild Wings? That's where it was. It was like right next to Hooters and the old South Side. Both of those restaurants are long gone now. But we were just having a candid conversation about something, and baseball came up, and he told me that. So I love Jack Del Rio. He's a very good guy. Yeah, I think the only problem with Jack Del Rio, at times he kind of came across as that he was the smartest guy in the room. And I think that hurt him a little bit. 60-84, Rick, who do you like, Oregon, Texas Tech? I kind of like Tech here. I really do. I've watched a ton of Texas Tech football. Again, my GF has like 19 teams, but she went to Texas Tech for 2 years, then transferred over and graduated from Oklahoma. Boy, that was rough last week. Oklahoma up 17-0. They blew that game to Alabama. I wouldn't bet it. I'm not going to bet it. As a matter of fact, I don't bet, as far as you know. But Tech getting those points, pretty interesting. 62-21. If Denver and the Pats both lose a game and we win out, would we be the number one seed? You know what? I don't technically know. You have to look at common opponents and things along those lines. I wish I had an answer for you. I really don't study the possible playoff seeding scenarios the way that maybe I should. I'm not going to try to lie my way through this. I'm just going to be honest with you and say I don't know the answer to that question. 1579, Ballou, don't you know we don't booze anymore? We smoke. There you go. Hey, I will say this as a former bartender. Okay, you see that ref in hockey who took 2 shots the other night, the linesman? I think the hardest I ever got hit, and that's saying something because I got beat up a lot growing up in Boston. But trying to break up fights as a bartender was the worst. I got hit often doing that. And that is, perhaps the worst thing that you can try to do is, calm down the environment. But I will say this when it comes to smoke. I'm a happy drunk. I just start buying people beer. I smile. I laugh. There's nothing worse than a mean drunk. There's nothing worse than an angry drunk. And you see a lot of bar fights where people are overserved. They've drank, they've had too much to drink. When you smoke dope, I'm not aware of people throwing hands, right? Isn't it just more of kind of a everything's chill type of situation? At least that's the way that I believe it is. And I could be wrong. Sorry to disappoint. 8735. Great to hear the Philly Godfather joining you. I really enjoyed his book. He will appreciate that. No question about it. But again, as we said, we got things screwed up there. But do you have a report for us on Jordan Lewis? No. We won't have anything until tomorrow. They had an off day today. You look at the 3 DBs who all went out. If you look at Jordan Lewis, Greg Newsome, and Buster Brown, all 3 returned. So the only injury that comes to mind with the Jaguars this year for a player who left with an injury, came back, and then wasn't able to give it a go for a few weeks was Trayvon Walker. Typically, if you leave with an injury, you're not going to play next week. Case in point, a week ago, Danny Strigal went out. He was unable to give it a go. I'll be very surprised if Patrick McCarry is able to return and be your right guard on Sunday. He left with an injury. He didn't return. Also, I think it was a brilliant move by Jacksonville not to put Walker Little over at left tackle. Cole Van Lannon had been doing an outstanding job. Cole Van Lannon showed that he was human. He allowed 6 pressures. And, Denver's ferocious, man. They have 63 sacks. That is incredible. And that entire defense, man, they were number 2 against the run. They were number, 5 in scoring. They had the best red zone defense in the NFL, 38%. Think about that. Only 38% of the time do they allow their opponent to, actually score a touchdown. And Jacksonville scored on their first 4 red zone attempts. All right, they ended up going 4 or 5 in the game. They scored 4 straight touchdowns against the best red zone defense in pro football. But, Van Lannon was human last week. Still, I think he's the go-to here for the remainder of the year. And, I'm just sitting here watching, here we go. And I even tweeted it out at the time. I said, is Little going to come in, play left tackle? Are they going to slide Cole Van Lannon over here to right guard? They did the exact opposite. Also, Wyatt Milam played real well. Jacksonville did make adjustments. They had to go to that jumbo package for 10 plays where they brought in a third tackle. You would see Wyatt Milam really doing what Cole Van Lannon did before Van Lannon went on this tear. Remember, Van Lannon was the third tackle in the jumbo. Then he got a start for Cleveland at left guard. Then he got a couple of starts at right tackle for Anton Harrison. Then he got a start for McCarry at right guard. In game, he went to left tackle when Walker Little went out, and that was when Milam went to right guard. Well, Milam got more snaps, playing the third tackle 10 times. Actually had a Pro Football Focus score of 77.4. He's going to be in your starting 5 a year from now. And Jonah Moheim's getting some experience. Jonah Monheim is getting some experience. I would think it's still a year away with Robert Hainsey. And, he had a groin, but he returned. Lawrence had an ankle, had it taped. He returned. So the injury report comes out tomorrow. My guess is Lawrence will be fine. Hainsey will be fine. Buster Brown will be fine. Greg Newsome will be fine. Jordan Lewis will be fine. The only guy that will not go this week is Patrick McCarry. Now, I don't know this. I'm just saying it. 27.75. It doesn't mean a great deal to you, but you're talking about it. Why not talk about what does make a great deal to you? Hockey. Okay. Love hockey. Watch it every single night. But I got to know my audience. And certainly during a playoff run, I'm not going to do it. 73.80. I love the disrespect given to the small market. We need to start off the radar. Duval says, I'm driving. Well, be careful. Crying out loud. You can always sit back and listen. And, nowadays anyway, when you get to a red light, only about 3 cars advance once that light turns green because everyone in front of you is on their phone. That's just the way it's going to be. Reminded me, it doesn't play this Wednesday. Yeah. Yesterday I made my first mistake since March. You see this? I will not walk away from mistakes. Yesterday I was all upset that I thought the Canes were actually going to play tomorrow night on 4 days rest. And someone's like, "Boo, it's not until Christmas Eve. It's a week from Wednesday." I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Didn't even try to. Just took the loss. Just I was like Jake Paul. Okay, I felt like Jake Paul. Okay, I felt like Jake Paul looks.
You know what you're walking into.
I just said, listen,
You
I have
accepted defeat.
Yep. I mean, you got me. I'm 100% wrong here. Pound me for it. And the 3804. Thank you for listening. When I filled in yesterday, 2-4 on helmets and heels. But there are times when you kind of wish no one was listening. That would have been one of those. 5272, he opened a wing at new location. The Mafia can still invade. Where? Wasn't aware of that. Players Grill on San Jose is the new Buffalo headquarters for Bill's Mafia. Okay, let's just listen. I have nothing against old St. Augustine. I just loved it when they came here. They thought they overtook the city. And then when we got, their location, it was old St. Augustine Road.
Of all places. I could have gave you a couple places on the west side.
Give me one. Again, I'm saying this out of respect, but the west side to me is like Iraq. I don't know anything about it except for the years when I worked at the Ball. I remember Lane Avenue.
Yeah, if you want to go to a couple good spots to eat, I'd say Avondale. There's a lot of good restaurants right there.
I'm not talking about good places to eat.
Just hang out.
I'm just, I'm looking for a dive bar. One that you can go in there and smoke cigarettes and sit next to a lady who's working on her third marriage and, working on her third pack of Chesterfields.
Yeah, I go to Blanding Billiards. You can smoke some cigarettes in there.
All right.
Plenty of pool tables.
I don't smoke myself. I just love being around secondhand smoke. It's good for you. Here's another thing, kids, you may not believe. You used to be able to smoke on planes.
That is insane.
I mean, oh.
What, that was that before 9/11?
Hey, this is Mickey Mantle for Chesterfields. After I hit a 2-run homer, there's nothing I love more than running through the dugout into the back locker room and firing up a cigarette. They used to have just think about what we didn't know then, what we know now. You had prominent athletes promoting cigarettes, for crying out loud.
Well, MLB had all kind of billboards. They had Marlboro billboards on the outfield walls.
Right.
For what, the entire 80s?
Mm-hmm.
I know it was the 70s.
Yep. You've never been allowed to drink beer during a commercial. You ever notice that? It's like really hot women. They come up to their like the guys just got done playing like a backyard tag football game, and they're all exhausted. They're sweating, and all of a sudden here come the pack of ladies wearing Daisy Dukes, and they all hand them the ice cold beer, and they like put it on their forehead and all this stuff, but they never drink it.
I never knew that until Post Malone was in a Bud Light commercial with Shane Gillis, and Shane Gillis pops the Bud Light, and he's about to take a sip, and Post Malone's like, you can't drink that during the commercial, right?
I remember seeing that. Yeah. Posty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top bunk or bottom bunk for Posty? Where was he in for? Do we know?
No.
We don't know. I told you about Christopher Cross, right, the other day? I'm getting to the point now where in my life where I may have to ask if I've already done something before. But I finally watched Yacht Rock. And when Christopher Cross talked about the song Run Like the Wind and how he wrote that while on acid going from Austin to Houston, I was just blown away. I had to rewind it for the GF. I'm like, you're not going to believe this, because she hated going to Christopher Cross. I loved it. I went to the old Ponte Vedra concert hall. I haven't been to the new one yet, but this was 8 years ago. And I thought it was a great concert. It was like 400 people there. It was intimate. It was cool. It was just a blast. And, he got all his equipment by selling weed. He said he was a great weed distributor. And then I just can't, there's just certain things that it's like Barry Manilow, and I put him in the same category as like Barry Manilow or something. Not really cool like Neil Diamond, but anyway, wow, Christopher Cross. Another one, 4376, any news on the linemen that were hurt? No. just went through that. Okay, I'm looking now. This came in before I just made those comments. Hopefully you just heard me, 43-76. I wouldn't expect it to work for Patrick McCarry, but I do believe that Robert Hainsey will be back. Let's take this break. Chuma Edoga was a healthy scratch. Mason Smith was a healthy scratch. Diami Brown played 6 snaps. Those are 3 men that I talked about in the month of August every single show. Chuma Edoga had like the best camp of anyone on the offensive line at the Miller Electric Center. Mason Smith was the guy that I looked at and said, next to Eric Armstead and Devin Lloyd, has to improve the most from last year to this year. And then Diami Brown turned everyone around. I mean, what he did was just absolutely crazy. It was insane. And he cannot get the football. He just can't get out there for the Jags. We got much more to do.
Speed.
45-50.
Talent.
How high can you leap?
Opportunity.
Just when they needed it most.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game. Experience the universal difference on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet wishes you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. The holidays are in full swing at Nimnik Chevrolet. Right now, they've up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag Sales event. Nimnik Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. So shop online 24/7 at NimnikChevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cabot. Who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnik Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hosting the family holiday dinner can be a beautiful experience until your kitchen sink backs up before you've even served dinner.
Who tried to wash cookie dough down the drain?
We were making cookies for Santa and the reindeer. The reindeer like chocolate chip, too.
Great. Now we need a plumber and a new garbage disposal.
Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is no stranger to holiday plumbing problems. Don't let plumbing problems disrupt your holiday dinner. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining has you covered this holiday season. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
John Osher knows Jacksonville football like Jack's Beach knows the ocean.
That makes 2 of us.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
Really want to light up the night this New Year's Eve? Superior Fireworks on Blanding Boulevard has something for everyone on any budget. Their holiday sale is happening right now. Shop early and save big on their massive selection of quality fireworks. Don't get stuck with the same old this year. Let Superior Fireworks help you customize an amazing celebration with fountains, shells, repeaters, and grand finale racks. Visit the store in Orange Park or online at superiorfireworks.com.
What Major League Baseball player has the most stolen bases in his career?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson stole 1,406 bases during his career, including 130 in 1982.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, adorable mascot for Checkmate Coatings.
If you're thinking of refinishing your garage floor, there's 2 things you need to know about us. My family has been in the concrete coatings industry for more than 40 years.
And I was drawn 6 months ago by an artist in New Jersey.
Why is that even relevant?
Well, you said 40 years experience, so I had to give them something.
Over the years, we've worked closely with major manufacturers to develop a multi-layer application process that creates beautiful, durable, and long-lasting floors.
So even decades from now, your garage floor will look as gorgeous as it did the day it was installed.
Experience?
Check. Durable?
Check. Decades of experience making garage floors gorgeous? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, this is Christmas right here.
Definitely is.
Give me my present. What'd you buy for me?
Gucci Mane, East Atlanta Santa.
I just can't use the word. Just can't do it. I don't know. Who is that?
Gucci Mane.
Okay. Never heard that one before.
M-A-N-E.
Christmas Hollis by Run DMC, I'm getting. Dang, my name on the radio, Seeger. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Little Drummer Boy, right? Good stuff. Rick, my boy, Merry Christmas to you and the family. My favorite, yada, yada, yada. Also, F-bomb Mike Norville. 37-27. I have enjoyed getting to know you all over the last 7 years. Fired up to enjoy the years that come in Duval. Merry Christmas. Let's go. Jags, 17-12. And back on the north side, went to the Raiders and Broncos game. Okay. Appreciate that. 94-04. Hey, Rick, I'm out of town. What are the news feeds talking about small market success on the field? What does it have to do with anything, i.e., the Packers? Well, the Packers are an original, right? They'll tell you that Green Bay and Chicago is the best rivalry in the NFL, even though combined, when is the last time they won a Super Bowl? Well, the first Super Bowl I ever covered, Lord Favre beat New England in New Orleans 2 weeks after the Pats shut off the lights and beat Jacksonville in Foxborough. Aaron Rodgers got one. The Bears haven't won one since what? 1985, 86?
Packers' last one was 2010, 2009.
Yeah.
They beat the Steelers.
They'll tell you it's the greatest rivalry in the NFL, and we all know that NFL rivalries are not. It's really the only thing that the NFL does not have. There are far better college football rivalries than there are in the NFL, but college football's been around longer than, certainly since the merger, okay? And I know there's been a bunch of mergers now with big conferences in college football.
Speaking of that, you see Notre Dame and USC.
What a
will not be
shame.
playing.
What a shame. So Notre Dame's lost Michigan and USC.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention we never got enough of the convicts Catholics. It's all changing, and I don't know if it's ever going to come back, but we have lost so many great rivalries. I mean, Pitt should be playing Penn State every year. Texas should be playing Texas A&M every year. Are they going to be now? I know that they have a common opponent, Florida, Georgia, et cetera. I got to believe Texas A&M are going to be playing each other now every single year. I would hope so. I mean, you get Texas, Oklahoma. Frankly, you should have Oklahoma, Nebraska, right? I mean, these are rivalries. How can you not have Michigan, Notre Dame? How can you not have USC, Notre Dame? How can you not have Florida State, Duke? I mean, you need these big rivalries. That is what keeps everything running in the world of college football. Thoughts on DJ Dallas? Well, I love this 35-yard return. We know that he was brought in and activated because he had 87 career kick returns, and it was plentiful on Sunday. Okay, Ross Matisic, the only Pro Bowl elect, Logan Cook, not as good this year as last year. He had a really good day, though, Sunday. And, of course, Cam Little is the nuclear weapon. He's been absolutely incredible.
Didn't you wish you would have seen him go for 70 on just one of those field goals? Just one time.
They showed him from, I think it was 73.
Yeah, 75 and 73.
Pregame?
Yep.
3,800. Yeah. Hey, Rick, your boy Dizzle in Austin. My boss, who's a Texas fan, rushed me for my vacation picks. I picked this week after the Super Bowl. I can't wait to enjoy this time. Let me see what you picked. Then he sends it to me. This week's Super Bowl, my first vacation, money falls. Well, I can't read that, but I will tell you this. The latest odds are Jacksonville now has gone from plus 1,700 to plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl. Translation, you lay $100 down. Last week, if they were to win the Super Bowl, you would have brought back $1,700. Now it's down to $1,200. Hate to do this to you, but I'll boil some blood just for a moment. The leader, the Rams at plus 425. Seattle plus 550. Buffalo, New England, and Denver all at plus 900. Okay. Philadelphia plus 1,000. So the Jags are 7th right now as far as odds to win the Super Bowl. But they are moving up. There's no question about it. Goes on to say, and you too, Dylan, love your insight and your love for the game. Also, a fellow young 30-something, I truly appreciate you being there with Rick. Happy holidays. He says something about whether or not you have to put batteries in my cane for me to get to my truck after the show.
Every now and then.
Actually, I added that. Just a joke. Rick, I have watched Trevor Lawrence in the 57-70 since 2021. He looks completely different. I've never gave up on him. Thought he had his up and downs, and we'd have our Super Bowl winning quarterback that we expected, and it started with the coach and the teammates go around him. First of all, let me say this 57-70. You never gave up on him. There's not a human being in Jacksonville that ever gave up on Trevor Lawrence, okay? I am so intertwined with you folks. I feel like the pulse of the city, and it's because I absorb what you are giving me, almost like a sponge. And I can't think of one of you who has ever questioned whether or not it was going to work with Trevor Lawrence. Every single Jaguars fan has said, Trevor Lawrence is it. He's generational. He's going to take this team to the Super Bowl. So there you go. That is for you to know. And again, fans are never wrong. 93-95, my God, he says. I remember folks smoking on Eastern Airlines. I didn't travel much then. I think I went to Disney World once. Do you realize, I went to Florida once. The closest New England. That was it, in New York. Heck, I hadn't even been to Pennsylvania or the District of Columbia or Virginia or Maryland. I mean, it was all New England and New York before deciding to go to Florida State. Outside of the time that my family, I was 12, and that would have made my youngest sister, I guess, 9, and my brother 7. And we went to Disney World. That was my only time ever visiting the state of Florida.
Before you permanently moved here?
Until I went to Florida State.
Wow, that's crazy.
Never visited the campus. Never did any. We didn't have the cash.
So what? Did you just see the newspaper, or they give you like a magazine pamphlet of like what the campus looked like, so you can kind of have an idea?
Yeah. Well, again, I couldn't believe how friendly. Again, I come from a very angry place, Boston. I could not believe how incredibly friendly those Southern Belles were in Tallahassee. To this day, I still can't get over it. You got the Boston thing is kind of the attitude. It's kind of like you walk, you give them the chin and all that stuff. Hey, what's up? You get there and people are like, hey, man, what are y'all about? Where are you from? Here, smoke this. You got class, that's cool. This is Florida State, we're good. Class, yeah, if you want. If not, you don't have to go. People give you stuff. It was great. I loved it. I am Florida State educated, though. That criminology degree has done me wonders.
It's a snapshot in time.
Unbelievable concentration.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
And there's the biggest play of the day.
Listen for the performance painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday, now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, after Indianapolis lost last night, that means the Jacksonville Jaguars are in the playoffs. Now it's all about a top seeding. Can they get all the way to number 1, possibly 2? Right now they currently sit at number 3 with a record of 11-4. They're a 6.5 to 7 point favorite right now as they visit Indianapolis on Sunday. Okay, then of course the home finale will be against Tennessee a week from Sunday. And it appears hosting a playoff game. Still have to stay ahead of the Texans here. No doubt about it. If it was the case, they would be, as a 3 seed, they would host Buffalo during Wild Card Weekend. All right, we have just been handed this here at the 1010 XL 92.5 FM desk. We have breaking news out of God's country. Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos has declared for the NFL draft. This is awesome. There's really no other way to say it. Let me add this. Out of everything that happened this year, I may like Castellanos the most on the team. At least he gave effort. At least he tried. He was unsuccessful. He's too small. The wide receivers sucked outside of Deuce. The running game never worked. Gus Malzahn and Mike Norvell, they rotated backs the way that you and I rotate our boxers, all right? It was, I mean, what about a flow? What about going with a hot hand, the guy that's got a little bit of wiggle? I mean, they just kept, everything was awful, right? Thomas Castellanos at least acted as if he cared, but he is on his way to the NFL. I wonder if he could be a DB. I wonder if he could be a slot wide receiver. There's no way he's going to be a quarterback at the next level.
No.
He's not going to get a look.
I mean, I would assume he's athletic enough to play slot somewhere. At least be a preseason somewhere when they have those 90-man rosters.
Yeah. So there you go. 35-25. The Jags were 4-5 in the red zone against Denver's top-ranked red zone defense. No question about it, 35-25. Talked about it yesterday, talked about it again today. It is absolutely spectacular. 98-46, Ballou, my buddy, was at the Denver game and said he saw Trevor giving Brian Thomas Jr. the business on the sidelines right at half. Can you confirm or deny? Well, I'm not the sideline reporter anymore. I go to almost every road game, including at Indy, this weekend. I was not in Denver. I can ask, but I have not heard that. Now, I kind of hope it did happen because that would say what? We're getting more and more and more of this leadership that is coming into place for Trevor Lawrence. He's become a more vocal guy. He's become a more animated guy. And I think that is what non-Trevor fans, something that kind of bothered them earlier in his career. I don't want to say nonchalant, but J.D. Drew, who I loved, he's arguably the best college baseball player I've ever seen. Well, J.D. Drew hit a grand slam in the World Series for the Red Sox. J.D. Drew would strike out with the bases loaded, and you couldn't tell a difference in his demeanor. I mean, he was so, I guess, locked in, but he never got overjoyed, and he never got too down. I don't want to use that as my analogy, but I think early, or really throughout his career, Trevor hasn't shown enough of that, and he's beginning to do that now.
Yeah, and fans can't, correlate, how they are passionate, how reactionary they are with things to when a player and a coach can't react like a fan does. I mean, like Todd Bowles, we saw him drop like 7 F-bombs after they lost, and that's the only time I've ever seen him react to anything. And a lot of coaches are like that. Players are the same way, and it has been, a lot different this last month with Trevor playing as good as he has been last, 4 games.
The 4644 with a very important question. He does ask me, as a criminology graduate, do I believe that the chair kills faster than a lethal injection? The lethal injection would be the last thing that I would want, because there's been examples where that has gone wrong. If it happened to me and I had a choice, I'd rather stand in front of the firing squad, right? I mean, that's the quickest. The chair, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, old Sparky, I don't know. That's where they fried Bundy. That's where they fried Eileen Wuornos. 40, who else did they fry? Denny Rawling. Quite a few over there in Stark. 54-05. The problem with Trevor, he was too young to be a leader. Now he's in his 5th year and ready to lead. Well, there's no doubt. And I talk about it often with Marvin Jones Jr. I remember during Urban's year, Urban was getting ready to talk, and this was back at the old facility before the Miller Electric Center was built, and I just kind of observed those two working with one another. And they had like a house up or something. It was really weird at the time. It was during the beginning of the transition of everything that was going on over there. So I was like the only member of the media who watched it. But it was about a 10 to 12, 15-minute throwing session with Lawrence and Marvin Jones Jr. Trevor Lawrence didn't say a word. After every route, it was always Marvin Jones Jr. Talking. And I thought it was cool. I remember in Baltimore, same deal. I was sitting with Leon Searcy. We were sitting at a bar in Baltimore. And that was when the Jaguars practiced out in Owings, Maryland with the Ravens. And Big Searce and I were chomping on a cigar and having some drinks. And then who walks in but Calais Campbell and rookie Josh Hines Allen? Same deal. Calais Campbell talked the entire time. Josh Hines Allen had his mouth shut, just sat there and listened. It's a pretty good lesson if you think about it. Listening to those who are older than you, have been through it. In this case, those are two that I can think of arguably now, two of the best players on this team, or two of the better players on this football team. But it's a small market team. It's a team where they were snubbed out of the Pro Bowl.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
ET here, and when the lunch hour hits, fuel up like you mean it with Lunch at the Lodge at your local Twin Peaks. With hearty, crave-worthy classics that hit the spot. Sink your teeth into our juicy cheeseburger and fries, grilled fresh to order and stacked really high. Or go lighter, but loaded with flavor with our fresh chicken Caesar salad. Or the fan favorite, the turkey avocado smash with sweet potato fries. Really hungry? Our crispy golden chicken tenders and fries are ready when you are. Quick from the kitchen, satisfying on the plate. Join us for lunch at the local lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Home of the 29-degree draft.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's class, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Go see for Hard Rock Bet, where there's always something happening and so many ways to bet it. Who's going to score a touchdown? First and second half lines and totals. Where's the best play on an underdog? Follow the money on the Hard Rock Bet app. Great pro picks, and now we're down to Championship Saturday before the playoffs in college. Don't miss out. Download the Hard Rock Bet app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itbpartners.com. ITB Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success. If Santa had a pit crew, it'd look a lot like Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Fast, friendly, and they get the job done in 15 minutes while you stay in your car. No appointment needed. Just pull up and let their technicians handle the rest. With convenient locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and ranked #1 Quick Lube by Forbes, Valvoline delivers service even Santa would trust. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, helping Jacksonville reduce the stress of holiday travel.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here for the best weight loss program that I've ever been on. You know, I hear some of my friends telling me about this medication they're on, or that medication they're on, or this shot they're taking. And I stop them and say, well, wait a minute. I lost over 100 pounds doing it the all-natural way with Awaken 180 weight loss. There was no medications. There was no shot once a week. There was the coaching I received from Awaken 180. There's the plan they put me on, and you see the results. Over 100 pounds of weight loss in less than a calendar year. The coaching I got was phenomenal. Not only did it help me lose the weight, it's helping me keep the weight off now that I'm in the maintenance program. Awaken 180 is the best weight loss program I've ever been on, and I tried them all. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, that's going to do it for us, but don't go anywhere because Hacker Nation is locked in for the next couple of hours. They call it Hacker After Dark. How was Disney?
It was good. It was good. Forrest really enjoyed it, and that's what's most important. Truth be told, Friday was kind of his day. Saturday, the boys came down. We went around Epcot.
Okay.
Having some libations. So there was a kid day and a daddy day. So it was a fun weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right. Jackson wouldn't have to do anything last night. Just sit back. I'll give the Colts credit. They played hard. They did some good things. Rivers made some nice passes, but they were clearly outmanned, and the Jaguars get in the playoffs, sat back, and were able to watch it.
Yeah, interesting scenario for the Jags this weekend. Saturday night, I mean, obviously one would think you would want the Texans to lose, and I probably still am there, but a Texans loss means that gives the Colts life. If the Texans win on Saturday, the Colts are eliminated. And I don't know if that would be an air out of the balloon moment for Indy and have to come around, 14 hours later and play a game Sunday at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm going to be rooting for the Chargers to beat the Texans. But to me, a Texans win is not the end of the world because I do think that would have a pretty bad effect on Indianapolis for Sunday's game.
Yeah, there's still a lot of football left, a lot of movement that can happen with all of these seeds, including the wild card. So we'll see. That's why you play the games. All right, your final show coming up tonight, right?
Final Hacker After Dark. I'll be in with Taylor Dahl tomorrow from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Helmets and Heels, but my final Hacker After Dark, and we're jam-packed. We got Cecil Shorts, Leon Searcy, the coach Mark Duffner. It's pretty much all Jags all the time from now up until 10 o'clock.
All right, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Same to you, buddy.
All right, there you go. That is Hacker Nation coming up right now. That's going to do it. Dylan, Merry Christmas to you and your family as well.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Want to shout that out to all of our listeners. Fantastic stuff from you, as always. It just gets better and better as far as I'm concerned. My oldest daughter in town, so really excited about that. I'm going to miss my dad. First one that I've had Christmas-wise without him. But, that's just the way things go. Tomorrow night, Blue Crab House. Here I come. That's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. I'll talk to you Sunday from Indianapolis on some pregame stuff. Next time we do a show will be Monday at 6 o'clock. Folks, be safe. Have a very Merry Christmas and a great rest of the week and weekend.